Last time on Rise of the Gladiators. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Rise of the Gladiators. I just want to start off this episode by saying thank you to everybody that has subscribed to my channel in the last week. A lot of people think that, the people that own the channels don't search that, but I personally do, and I've basically doubled in subscribers in the last week. So I want to go ahead and just start out by saying thank you guys for all that support with that, and it makes me feel good, so thank you. But let's go ahead and get into it. Our special guest for this week is ImmortalGamer30. He is a very fun fellow. I'll call him a fellow. But he was pretty cool, man. I liked him a lot. We had a nice little dual commentary going on. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to use any of it because the volume on his end was a little bit too low. I'm still kind of new with the whole dual commentary thing. But from here on out, as long as the special guest for the week is with it, we'll go ahead and do that, the dual commentary. So expect those in the episodes to come. But yeah, I was talking to Immortal Gamer, and he was telling me that he also is from the West Coast. And I don't know what it is about this East Coast, West Coast thing, because from the first episode, Cool Kid, he's also from the West Coast. So it's just kind of crazy. I seem to get all these guests that are West Coast. But it was cool, though, man. It was really fun. Had a lot of fun talking with dude and chopping it up. But let's go ahead and get into the commentary. I just thought that was a nice little fun fact for you guys. But right off the bat, I saw he was trying to go for the poison technique, so I knew I had to try to hurry up and finish him before I got poisoned. So that's basically what happened there. Most of that fight was a filling out process. A lot of people usually do that. So I wasn't really surprised that we were just kind of moving around, trying to see what each other would do, who was going to be the aggressor, things like that. And let me see. I don't really remember what happened in the next fight. Just a little buff. He already buffed. So I think we just went straight into the fight. After the bows, of course. So I started going in, trying to be the aggressor, trying to make something happen. Tried to hit him with the AoE, but he dodged out of it pretty nicely. I gave him props for that one. Hit him with a little shield bash, but couldn't get the follow-up. That was kind of a long-distance guard break, but I think he thought I was going to come in with the shield. Hit me with a nice little poke combo. And then he tried to get me with the poison again. And I was like, oh, no, I can't have that. So I started coming in. But he actually poisoned me. And I was a little bit too reckless on that Moss. I don't know why I thought he would let me use that. But yeah, he wasn't having any part of that. And then as a weird change of pace, I ended up getting invaded by this dude, Awesome X. Shout outs to this dude, man, for making the highlight reel. Nah, I'm just joking, but he really did make the highlight reel though. But you'll check it out in a second. But I don't know what's up with this area, man. This area is very prone to invasions. And I ended up getting invaded twice during the first part of the shoot, so we ended up having to leave and change places. But he did a few dodges and then it was over. It was just over. Like he ended up getting 2 shot. It was a wrap, so GG, sir. Yeah, so I'm gonna apologize in advance for my allergies. It's really making some of my words sound funny, but hopefully you guys can bear through it. I just wanted to get the videos out quicker and, not have such a long pause in between when I record and when I upload. So that's what that's about. And I was actually kind of sick when I did the last episode too. I hope this isn't a ritual that's gonna start happening. But anyways, so I buffed up and we go in. He buffs up. And then I really put on my Nikes in this one. I start using my pivots and my footwork to try to set up an attack. You'll see it in a second. Yeah, that footwork. Just trying to get in there and do as much. Yeah, that's that new move right there. That footwork. But anyways, the second time I do it, I catch him, but I didn't understand why. Like he might have tried to dodge, or he just got stuck there for a second. I'm not sure, but it was kind of cool to get that damage real quick. And I think we hit another trade. Yeah, try to utilize my electricity. That doesn't hit very well, but sometimes you can catch people with it off guard. In this fight, we were doing a little bit more filling out. I think we started seeing each other's damage potential, and we started getting a little bit gun shy, but still ended up pretty nice, I think. But it was pretty fun and entertaining for the most part. I don't know what I was doing with my items there. I think I was just looking for something. I don't know. But anyways, we both start up by buffing up like normal. I get a little bit of chip damage. I keep trying to apply the pressure. I was hoping he would roll into the force, but he didn't. He dodged the emit force. He's basically dodging everything. So I was just trying to bait him into something, but he wasn't falling for it. I wanted to do a block break, but he's too quick. And then I hit him with a little chip from the emit force, and then I try to hit him with the stun combo, but he rolls out of it because of the trade. He's very good at not falling for my baits, so kudos for that, Immortal. And he got the hell out of there from the electricity. That can do a lot of damage. That's why I keep trying to hit with it, because if I hit twice with that, that's like easily 13. Hit with an overhead. I don't hit too often with that, so it's kind of cool. He was a little bit too far for the guard break. We're just boxing it out a little bit. I accidentally jumped. It was funny, we were talking about that in the commentary, about how annoying it is to accidentally jump. But I changed my jump to the stick, but my stick's kind of sensitive. And then I punish him for the guard break. Tried to punish the slash, but he was too quick. And I finally get him with the force slash combo. And then I hit him with a little friendly bow, because I haven't been doing it for the most part. I like his little poison strategy that he was using. he gets better at utilizing it later in the video and ends up putting me in some bad positions, but I definitely wanted to make a poison character. I just haven't got around to finishing it yet. But hopefully we'll do like a little quick video and I'll get to showcase my poison character versus his character, whoever he decides to choose. But it was pretty dope. I think his character is really nice. Oddly enough, he was saying that his character is heavier than mine, which is kind of interesting. But we do the same dance, trying to feel each other out still. Both of us aren't very comfortable yet. Start trying to hit the overhead. Couldn't land the mid forces at all. Got a trade but didn't have enough for a follow-up to be safely able to jump away afterwards, so I didn't go for it. I didn't want to risk it because some stun locks can be brutal. He was not falling for my Heavenly Thunder at all. Once again, I didn't have enough for the follow-up there, but I had a nice little cushiony lead, so I was just trying not to get caught in no crazy exchanges or anything like that. He nicked me a little bit and raised my poison meter. Got me a get on the way out. I was dangerously close to being poisoned, and then he hits me and I trade with the emit force and I finally hit. And then this right here is just another example of why invasions are so scary, because I'm in the middle of doing these duels. Like, I'm practicing, we're going hard, we're doing stuff, and then I get invaded, and all of a sudden, all my tactics go out the window. I'm not thinking properly, I'm just doing goofy shit. And this is just a very good example of it. Like, I think basically what happened here is we hit 2 trades, and then I saw my life go, and I just started like focusing too much on how much damage he was doing and what the hell's going on, and I just got caught. That's basically what happens with the invasions. They're just very scary situations. But anyways, that was the last interruption for the rest of the battles. No more random invasions. When we changed the scenery and stuff, it basically stopped it. I'm not sure why. I just had a feeling that if we went there, because the last video that I did, I was there pretty much all day for like 45 minutes to an hour and didn't really get invaded at all. So I just had a feeling that it would be the same if we switched. So we moved. He tried to hit me with Toxic Mist this time, and it kind of threw me off a little bit because I was like, oh man, I didn't think he had it because I didn't see it this whole time. But he tried to get me and I just had to get the hell out of there. I tried to dodge his arrows as good as I could, but he just kept tagging me. So I had to get in there to try to stop him from arrowing me to death. And that one I thought I dodged, but he got me on the side. And I was like, okay, he's going to poison me soon, so I have to do something. And I caught him with a combo when he tried to block break me. And he stopped my lightning spear, which I knew was going to hit. So that was just kind of clutch. And then I tried to be a little sneaky with that. And then we both laughed because he was like, oh, that was so clever. But hit that trade and finished that fight. And it was crazy because at this point, I was really starting to, well, we both were really starting to think that I was just going to run away with this. So it was just kind of crazy. I hit the wave, and then we just go straight into it. Like, we started getting a lot more comfortable, a lot less filling out process, and we just started just fighting. And this is where it starts to become fun and interesting because we're both like taking turns between aggressor and defense. So it was kind of cool. Like, you could tell we're both comfortable. You see both of our footwork improve. We're trying different kinds of things to catch each other off guard. Hit a nice little combo there. I don't know why I was so hell bent on hitting with that mid force. I know it hits hard, that's probably why, but I don't know. I didn't really expect him to fall for it or anything. I was just hoping that I'd just get lucky and clip him or he'd block it. But I have to give him a lot of props, man. He doesn't really use a shield a lot. Like most of the fights he was dual wielding, and I have to give him props for that because that takes a lot of courage to not be able to block anything and rely only on dodging. Because sometimes you just can't dodge it. If you mistime it, you can end up getting blasted like pretty hard. So I give him a lot of props for his courage. And that was just a little bit too far for the follow up. And then he went back to his arrows. And I was like, yeah, I gotta get in there. But it was cool though because I kind of was able to force him away from that bow because that bow is very scary. And this fight was very interesting. I'm gonna let it play out and then I'll commentate on it as it happens. But basically, we changed our location right here because we were just kind of tired of the random invasions. I got like invaded twice and he got invaded like 3 times or something like that. So we decided to just switch it up and go to Iron Keep. So we hit with the bows, the pleasantries, all that good stuff. And buffed up and then went into battle basically. I tried to put my footwork back. But I think as far as my side of things, I did a couple of clever things here. He tried to poison me, so I dodged out of that. And then this is when I got the idea to do this Saturday morning cartoon shit. Like some Bugs Bunny or Tom and Jerry shit right there. But I basically started using his poison cloud against him. And I hit him with a mid force finally, like flush. And just basically X'd him out with that. Now this fight right here, this fight was really crazy. There was a lot of different level changes here. So I thought it was very, very fun fight. But as always, I'm gonna let it play out. So basically, right here, we started. I don't know. I was just on my waving shit today. So I was just basically waving, and props to him for dodging that because I'm pretty sure he could barely see that until it was like the last second. So I give him props for dodging that one. Or maybe I was just being predictable. I don't know. But he hit this one, and like at the last second, I threw out a lightning bolt, and I actually hit, and it hit for a pretty good amount of damage. So I was feeling kind of comfortable here, but I didn't want to get poisoned. He was definitely trying to hit me with that block break. So I was just trying to stay focused on that. And his fighting style is pretty interesting because he'll just stand there, not blocking, and it's like he's baiting you basically. So it was just kind of interesting. And then he smacks me. He just basically pimp smacks me off the edge, and then he does something real dirty. Like he hits me with a poison shot immediately, and like my life is like melting away. I make the jump. First time trying that jump too, by the way. I use a poison moss, and I'm right back into the fight with like barely any life at all. But I was kind of happy with myself because I kept my wits, and I just kept going, trying to finish the fight instead of just giving up. So, but unfortunately, I just kept missing, and there was nothing I could really do about it. He was just too quick with it. We both were really low on life, but I just couldn't get that hit. Then right here, that bow got me with that bow. So GG to you, sir. GG, good game. And then he tossed me. That's funny. This fight, I let my guard down a little bit too much, and he ended up taking full advantage of it. So, kudos to him for that. And he basically outplayed me in this match. So I definitely got to give him props. His props was due. So we go through our little normal song and dance at this point, and I'm trying to figure if I want to be aggressive or not. I catch him with a little clip. I try to do a couple fakes to try to open him up. And I try to angle it a little bit, but he dodges it. And I'm just a little bit too open. He almost poisons me, so I run away real quick. And then he shoots off a couple arrows, but I couldn't dodge it. And then once he sees I'm poisoned, he tries to hit me again. So then I even up the life real quick. And then I'm going in for the kill. And the weird thing about it is I forgot about dead angling. I don't know why. Usually I would have unlocked at that point and tried to catch him on the backswing manually, but I didn't do it at all. And I kind of paid for that. This match was really fun because it was one of those close call matches. When we got down to low life, we just started having that blood in the water syndrome to where we both wanted to finish, but we were also dodging a lot. It was going back forth basically the whole match, which I think was kind of sick, and it just looked very entertaining to me. So, we start out with our regular song and dance again, and I just start going in a little bit less aggressive this time because I'm really worried about that poison, but I'm still slashing, I'm still trying to get in and out, and we both almost have kind of the same tactic, except he wants to get me with a block break, but I keep lowering my shield at the last second so that he can't really get it off, and I try to trade with him. But that was basically my plan. Hits me a couple times with a small combo and almost poisons me. So I back off. Still trying to box in and out. He narrowly escapes that one. And he pulls out his bow. I try to hit the overhead because I basically hit that last time, but it wasn't working this time. And then he tried a couple more block breaks, but I rolled away. And he tries another one, and I try to trade. And I end up getting a trade, but I don't get the follow-up. And he almost poisons me again. And I just start dodging, trying not to get poisoned. And we just start that dodging spree right here. I get tagged really quick using the wrong spell. And I just start dodging arrows. It catches me again. And I get a bad end of a trade, and he ends up closing out the fight. Good fight right there, good sir. And this is where things started going downhill for me. He ended up switching up his main weapon to a broadsword, and it ended up throwing me off. I'm not really sure why. It's pretty much the same moveset that I have. It's just, I guess I started getting used to the timing of his attacks, and that basically changed, so it ended up kind of throwing me off, and I couldn't adjust in time to be effective. But he just basically started doing a lot more damage, and I ended up basically trying to just survive. So yeah, he hit me with a 3-hit combo and basically annihilated my life. And I was just trying to hit at that point, but I couldn't really make anything happen, unfortunately. And I tried to do a comeback move with the step back, but I attacked too early and I got killed. So he basically had a flawless victory. Now at the beginning of this fight, it's kind of weird because I made a comment saying I didn't know which sword had the longer reach, the claymore or the broadsword, so he came up to see who had the longer reach basically. So that's what that was about. But this is another fight where it basically ends very fast. I end up getting dominated again. I'm not even sure if I got a hit again, but I just really couldn't adjust to the broadsword moveset. Like I was starting to get a little gun shy because I couldn't trade anymore and come out on top. Like his broadsword was just doing a lot of damage, and I really couldn't set anything up basically. So I'm not really sure why I got that close with the emit force, but I was hoping that I could get a trade, I guess. He was just playing very patiently, and he ended up closing that fight out very, very convincingly. So, good game to you, and again with the taunts. In this fight, it was a good exchange back and forth. I thought this was one of the better fights besides the domination factor. So, we got back to, back and forth again. I started getting used to the broadsword moveset finally after 2 matches. But we had a nice little exchange back and forth, and it was pretty fun, especially to get off the receiving end. So we were doing it up, hit with a 2-hit combo. I got a nice little follow-up and got him down pretty low pretty quickly, and I was trying to really close it out, but then he got an exchange of his own and caught me on the way out. Almost evened up the life again. So I went to my little defense, trying to block some of the poison damage. And then I wanted to make the Heavenly Thunder work because I was hoping he would roll into it after his iframes depleted, but he didn't roll into it. He was pretty good with his dodges. And then I go for one more, I think. Yeah, I go for one more Heavenly Thunder, but he was way too far. He just backed up out of it. And then right here, I try to hit my combo, but it missed. And then he comes in close. And right there, I wanted to swing immediately, but I didn't have the stamina. So then by the time I actually had the stamina, I ended up clipping him in the back. So it kind of worked out in my favor, really. It was kind of suspect, but whatever. And in this clip, we start going back and forth a little bit again. I end up hitting him with a clip, but I was just kind of disappointed in myself because I wasn't playing unlocked for like any of these matches, and I don't really know why. I guess I just had forgot all about it, and I hit him with another clip there, and I was just kind of trying to see if I could make him make a mistake, but he wasn't really making too many mistakes. He was dodging very well, and I clipped him with I hit him with the lightning spear, and I guess he was trying to hit me out of the animation, but I ended up getting a flush drain, and I tried to hit him with a backstep, but he was just a little bit out of range. And right here, I was trying to close out the fight, and I backed up, but he hit me with the tip of the sword and ended up closing it out. Like, it looked like I was going to get the dodge, but it didn't work out that way. And he went ahead and hit me with the WWE. This fight was very interesting. I accidentally buffed the wrong damn weapon, so I was like, I guess I gotta run with it now. And he ended up switching up his weapon again. I think he was trying to basically continue with throwing me off. So, it was pretty interesting because I kept trying to punish his damn spear, because usually with halberds, if you whiff, you have a really bad negative animation, but it doesn't really seem to happen with the spear. So I kept trying to punish it, and it just wasn't happening, and it was just frustrating the hell out of me. Like right there, I thought I was going to be able to punish, but it was just very frustrating. And I decided to two-hand because I wanted to close the fight out quick, but I just couldn't hit with it. And when I did, I'd hit his shield or whiff, so I was just like, went back to the one-handed, and I got tagged a couple of times, but I just couldn't. I guess my weapon wasn't fast enough to punish, but it was just one of those things, I guess. I wanted to try to shield break him, but I didn't want to risk the counter because he could attack behind his shield, so I was trying to stay with enough stamina to dodge out of that. And right there, I knew it was about to be a block break. That's why I'm sure he dodged there instead of tanking it. And I clipped him on the way out there, so that was kind of cool. And he was just looking for a shot, basically, and I can see it. So I was trying not to give him any opportunities. So then we back up after a few exchanges and we reset. He tries for another poke, and we back all the way up. And then I try to hit him from a range, hoping that I can just nick him a little bit, but he dodges out. And then he just pulls this clutch move with the block break, and it finally connects. But crazy enough, it doesn't kill me. And then we're both like, oh wow. And I basically get clipped on the back roll. So that was a really good fight. Like, I enjoyed that fight a lot. This fight was pretty funny. It had kind of a hilarious ending. But I'll go ahead and play to it. So we start out, I'm trying to go a little bit aggressive, and he ends up clipping me a couple of times with his spear. I'm not really used to the attack patterns because they kind of almost look alike to me. But we end up attacking back and forth in this match. We end up getting pretty good combos of our own. I hit a really big combo there, and I'm trying to stay on him to attack him off the roll, and it ends up getting me in trouble because he hits a really nice 3-hit combo of his own, and now we're like both down to low life. I do a fake emit force, and then I just go all out and do a straight emit force, and he tries to roll but he ends up accidentally jumping because in default, or when you change the controls, B is for roll and jump. You have to double tap or single tap. So we ended up getting caught out with that. So we go back to bowing again. I buff, he buffs, and then we go right into the fight. I'm a little bit more comfortable versus the spear. I just make a couple mistakes because I can't really distinguish the attacks right out. But I think his spear was unupgraded also, so he was just trying to tag me as much as possible. And then I end up making a new move right here and end up basically handing him a point. So this fight was a lot of fun. I say we're basically on the same level, so a lot of our fights tend to go back and forth, which is good because I think they're the most entertaining. So we basically start out the same way. We're going to buff. He sticks with the spear, so it was kind of interesting that he did it because, like I said, it wasn't upgraded at all. But I guess he was just trying to make it happen with the spear. But he tagged me a couple of times very nicely, so it was working. But I'm kind of glad it wasn't upgraded because I'd have probably got destroyed with a lot of these counter attacks. But I was just trying to hit him with a mid force a couple of times, and I think right here I actually tag him with it. No, he dodges it. Then I try to do a lock unlock and I end up hitting him, but it hits his shield. But it still does pretty decent damage, so I was kind of happy with that exchange. And right here I finally find out how to punish the spear, so it was kind of cool, but I didn't really have another opportunity to do it. And finally I start playing unlocked. Try a shield bash and then I get punished for it. And we just keep going back and forth. And I tried to do a lock unlock emit force, but it didn't work. I ended up turning too slow. I do another unlock and try to clip him. And then he catches me with a combo of his own. I'm really trying to close out the fight here because we have almost basically the same hit points, but I get caught on the way out. So I try to do another Bugs Bunny maneuver, and it was funny because live he exclaimed, he was like, ah. So it was just kind of funny, but I didn't end up winning with that, so GG. And he catches me on the way out with the poke. So that was a good match. Good game to you, sir. In this fight, he ends up switching it up a little bit with his weapon selection. I stick tried and true to my claymore. Like, it's really one of my favorite weapons. Like, I think it might be my favorite weapon specifically. Like, I really like the claymore. I like its moveset. It's just the stat investment can be kind of brutal, but it works for my build, so I like it. I can still try to squeeze a little bit more damage out of it. I think I still need 8 more points to reach 40 faith, and then if I reach 50 faith, it should still start doing a lot more damage, but I'm still got to work on that. So we start squaring off again. I hit his shield a couple times. I dodged the attack. I'm trying to hit him with the force combo, but he kept backing out of it. So I tried to connect. He ended up hitting me with a little small trade. And we were basically just trying to make an attack happen. He hit with a nice little shield poke and another one. So that was really nice on his part. I kept trying to hit with the R1 to try to get a combo off, but it didn't really work. I hit him a little bit on the way out, and then he just pulls out the dual falchion. It kind of caught me off guard for a little bit, but fortunately for me, I actually play with the falchion, so I kind of understand that move set, and I hit with the trade to finish out the match. Hit the nice little bow at the end. I gotta give props to ImmortalGamer. He's pretty much a tactician with the weapons, man. Like, he just shows once again that he could play with another weapon. He pulls out the whip this time. So I was just like, damn. But fortunately for me, I play with the whip also. So I was kind of familiar with, how to get out of the way of it for the most part. I think we were just talking there. That's why we were frozen for a little bit. We were just yapping it up. But I knew I had to get in, so I kept trying to get in and trade, and I ended up doing a lot of damage pretty quick. And I believe it's a bleed whip. The screen's kind of small. So I switched to the two-hander because I'm a little bit more confident, and I catch him on the way out and almost X him out right there. And then I just do this crazy ass finish. It was crazy, man. Like, I was like, damn, I can't believe I got that off. But that was like some Ninja Turtle shit or something. Right here, I believe he was rolling with the dual falchions after a while. He had the falchion and the shield here. And then he switches to the dual, starts dual wielding them. And then I basically caught him with a clip there, with a two-handed clip. Those can be very brutal. But you can see that when I'm comfortable, I'll start two-handing because it's a little more dangerous. But he hit me with a very nice flurry right there and ended up taking a nice little chunk of my life away. But I was sticking with the two-hand because I wanted to try to close it out because I know about the falchion. Like, that's another weapon that I like a lot. And then, like, right here, I hit with another trade with a two-hand. That's gonna hurt. And then I think it's right here. I'm trying to run, but he wouldn't run. So it was just kind of messed up on that, but he saw the swipe coming. So then right here we hit the reset, and then I try to hit the same move from last time with the poke, but he sees it coming and dodges. Hits a flurry, I dodge, try to swipe at him, and then I dodge his flurry and then hit him with my very first backstab in a duel. So it was a pretty big epic moment for me. So I was kind of happy about that. And now we come down to the last fight. It was pretty epic. We hit some movie style type shit in this fight, so it was kind of cool, like how it played out. So we start out, I think we were talking here, and he goes back to the basics and switches back to his dual katanas, and I just try to stay back because I remember that those have poison on them, so I was just trying to circle, trying to set up an attack, but he dodges very well, and he tries to hit me with his dual wielding attacks, but I kind of move out the way. I unlock finally again. I almost get a backstab, but he rolls out. I was trying to swipe to catch him coming in because I figured he would roll, but he didn't. And we're just basically dancing. I hit a really big combo here for like 1109 with the two-handed attacks. And I try to finish with the mid force, but he dodges it. And then this is kind of cool. He dodges my mid force and then he runs through the fog. So I thought that was kind of cool looking. And then he switches to the rapier, which is another weapon that I'm basically familiar with. So I just try to strafe and hit him from the side because I know that's a pretty big weakness of it. But he rolled out of it, which was really good on his part. And then we hit a trade to finish off the epic night of battles. So this right here closes out the episode. I want to thank everybody for watching. I want to thank the subscribers. I want to thank my special guest, ImmortalGamer30. And I look forward to doing the next one. I'm trying to find my opponent, but until next time, see you guys later.